Today we're gonna fish jigs and we're gonna fish Dick Knight spoons for pinks. The jigs are super simple. You don't need a really elaborate setup or anything, or even a really high-end rod. These are just 7-foot, 4 to 10 pound rods. I have 15-pound Power Pro Super Slick on my reels. Just a 2,000 to 3,000 size reel is perfect, and I tie straight to my jig. Using 15-pound braid, I'm able to not have stretch with my line, but I can still break it at the knot if I get stuck, instead of having to cut line and leave a bunch of braid in the water. So with a jig, we tie straight to the line. With a Dick Knight, we have a 3-way swivel, a bass weight, or whatever kind of weight you want to use, a leader to my Dick Knight. And I always fish number 1s for pinks and coho and everything else. I just like fishing number 1s. But same setup works for those. Or with Dick Knights, sometimes I'll like a longer rod. Makes it a little easier to cast the longer leaders. With the jig, we're going to be twitching the jigs for the pinks. So we're going to cast out. And where we're fishing right now is about 12 feet deep. So I let it sink a little bit, reel up my slack. I do 1 jig, 1 reel, and I drop my rod, let it sink for a second. 1 jig, 1 reel, let it sink. And then you turn that into a more fluid motion. So a jig, reel, and just like that. You don't need to make big jigs. You don't want to consistently reel. You just want a nice twitch and just kind of reel up your slack, or a little less than your slack. The fish will bite it as the jig falls. So you want the jig going up and down, and as the jig falls, the fish will bite. And when you pick up, it'll just feel heavy. You want to set the hook, because that's a fish. And I like to tell people, I'd rather have you set the hook on a log than miss a fish because you thought it was a log. We can get these jigs out of the logs pretty easily, or with this 15-pound braid, we can break them off. But just a nice, consistent jig like this, and you can change it. You can do some smaller, faster ones, or you can do some slower, a little bit bigger ones, and figure out what they want that day.
Big old hen.
Really nice hen.
That's a beautiful fish.
I love them in the morning.
Back.